Welcome all of you. Welcome to the Author Show by Griffin Publication. The success of our author is our success. We keep your trust safe with us. Today we have three eminent personalities with us, and I would express my gratitude to Shiju Pallitazheth sir for taking out time. I know the time zone, but still he manages somehow whenever he is available. So Shiju sir is the founder of Motivational Strips, the nation's, the largest forum of writers and authors, poets. And he is a motivator. We can listen to him through his motivational speeches. I will definitely share with our author and our guest. He is a best-selling author, and he has n number of poetries to his name. Thank you so much, Shiju sir, for being here, and thankful. And Abraham is also grateful that you are here to encourage him so that he can continue his writing journey. Thank you, sir. We have with us Ankit Kumar. He is a social entrepreneur. We will find him in most of the TV programs, shows, and also see him in the streets helping people. He is the founder of Careneedy Foundation. Hope I'm correct, Ankit Kumarji. Thank you so much, sir. Again, he is a very busy person. So he was confirming the time, date, everything, but he made it. Thank you so much, Ankit ji, for being here. And people like you are a blessing to the society. So pleased to have you here with us today. We are with us Marilyn Louis, ma'am, an amazing smiling personality, a great poetess, and an admin member of Motivational Strips. She has n number of poetries to her name, and definitely she is an encouraging and inspiring person to the young budding authors, poetess, and of course to me too. Thank you so much, dear guest, for being here to launch today a heart-touching book, The Midnight Wrinkles by Abraham Sabar. Abraham Sabar is a lecturer by profession in Odisha. He is a social person and a very soft-hearted. So again, he expresses his concern and care for Mother Teresa home, all right, because that's his home. That's a home to many. And Abraham is also a budding poet. He has also a poetry book to his name. I hope it's a Tide of Thought, and this book would be republished because it is under editing process. So welcome, Abraham. Hope you can hear me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Thank you so much for being here. Now, I would love, because I always send bits and pieces of our authors' work to our guest, and they're so kind enough to read and speak on that, thus encouraging our authors. So Shiju sir, all yours. How would you motivate Abraham today and also us? So your voice is breaking.
Am I audible? Hello?
Now you are audible.
Now I am audible, right? I think there is a problem.
We can hear you now.
No, but I think there is a audio issue, I believe, mostly, because I think this is not working.
So it's working. I can hear you. Yes.
Is it clear enough?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, from whichever part of the world you are. As much as I understood is that I can see over the last few months, the rampant pace at which Griffin's publication has been growing. Every month, at least 3 or 4 new book releases I'm seeing. I mean, as the time progresses, the number of book releases of Mausami, Griffin's publication is going up. So this is yet another feather added to her already well-pruned cap. So I'm sure many more books are to come. Because I always see that Mausavi comes and says, are you free on Saturday? Are you free on Monday? Are you free on Tuesday? Are you free on Wednesday? So normally I have my handicap during the weekdays because I have to go behind sources for my bread and butter. So many times I have to move out of the programs which are being done on the weekdays. Irrespective of the fact that our motivation steps 4th anniversary, somehow I managed, but normally it is very difficult. Ladies and gentlemen, as far as understood that Mr. Abraham Sabar, if I pronounce his name right, so new venture, the Midnight Wrinkles, is a mixture of poetry and a story. Very little poetry, but more of a very in-depth, profound story, which reflects the relation of a mother towards a child. It is, if you look into one perspective, it is a common theme which we all adore to read again and again. Because when it comes to mother, when it comes to a child, we are embodied in a baggage of emotions. And no author will have less of ink to continue writing on that. The ink will keep flowing when it comes to the subject called mother. The moment when you think of a mother, the first thing that comes to your mind is she's a creator. And if you look into the source of a creator, it is the cosmos. So somehow this connection has psychologically involved all of us to always get deep attached reading things which are related to the bond of a mom and a son. So again, Abraham Sabar has selected a subject which is of a taste for the common public lot. Anybody would be enthusiastic enough to read these kinds of subjects because everybody has fond thoughts when it comes to a mother. But here what I understood after having read the excerpts of the book is that even though a mother is a selfless person who gives and devotes a lot of her life towards the upbringing of her offsprings, the sad part is that do the children give back the same kind of respect back to those mothers who have been selfless over the period? Am I right, Abraham Sabar? That is what the whole essence of the book is about, right? So here he has drawn a borderline to connect with his reader, with his inner thoughts out of his own personal experience of having interacted with certain people, of which even as far as I understood, Mother Teresa also to an extent has inspired him to get into the content of this book. When it comes to Mother Teresa, we all have huge praises for her. She is around all of us as a soul today, but the impact what she has created on Mother Earth still remains very strong amidst all of us. Being a foreigner, having worked in India, having served selflessly to ail leprosy patients, so many feathers of selfless service is there to this great mother. So let me also dedicate this moment with a second of prayer for her great soul, for Mother Teresa's soul, before I get into the juncture. Now, how would you define a mother? How would you define a mother? If in my words, as an author, because everybody has their different perspectives and views when it comes to a mother. My definition of a mother is the moment when you tell that, I'm going to talk about a mother, the first thing that comes to my mind is selflessness, altruism, generosity. If you look at a compassionate mother, she is not only kind towards her children, but normally she is also kind to all the children who would be in a way related by age to that child. Because a mother can always see that kind of age as her own children, which I don't personally believe that a male can, a masculine figure can. So this differentiates a lot when it comes to a mother. But having dedicated a whole series of life towards upbringing a child, to make sure that the child grows up and blooms as a person who is beneficial to the society, a person who is well employed, well settled, a person who can take care of himself or herself his or her own. But at the end, normally we see, or we hear rather, horrifying stories of how ill-treated are these mothers, these godsend mothers. And this book particularly highlights and sends floodlights to this aspect. And that is what makes this book different from all the other books which is there on the subject of mother. He has taken some live example. Of course, when we take live examples, what we have witnessed in life, it helps us to have a stronger foundation on the content what we write. So Abraham Sabar has observed through his literary skills and rather recorded certain incidents which becomes the main components of the story. So my heartfelt congratulations to you, Abraham Sabar, on touching a very sensitive and a very profound subject. I'm sure the book will do well. Of course, Mousumi is there to back you up with her Griffin's publication. And we have a very lovable person like Marilyn also, who's seated amidst all of us. We all see her as a motherly figure. Irrespective of nations, nationality, religion, creed, she's a universal figure. The way she interacts with the writers in the forum, the way she correlates or upkeeps herself, when it comes to interaction in a global mass place like Motivational, the world's most active writers forum. She is the first thing when we look at her, she has that very kind and compassionate and motherly figure. I'm very happy that you are also there as a, Mousumi has ideally chosen, the guest, Marilyn Luiz, also to be a guest of honor for this function. So I think from my part, I would rather dedicate this moment with lots of respect to all the mothers across the globe. And we all should realize when we leave this function today that they're very important people. We say we give a lot of security and we give a lot of protection for a very important person we call VIPs. The government spends in millions, to safeguard them. If all of us citizens spend our love and compassion in millions to these motherly figures, I'm sure that they would leave this beautiful earth, with the satisfaction that they have been well taken care of for all what they've done to their little children. And I'm sure that if people keep on highlighting on the points what Abraham Sabar has highlighted in this book, more and more, it can groom up many children to give a lot of respect to this cosmic driven creative, creators on earth. So with this, I think I will pass on this thing to the next guest of honor. Thank you so much. All over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words. Yes, you have touched all the points. So it's before going ahead to Ankit ji, a question to Abraham. Abraham, why did you keep the title of the book as The Midnight Wrinkles? Can you just put some light on this so that our guests know and further speak on your book? Yes, Abraham.
First of all, namaste to everyone, irrespective of countries and all. Thank you I can extend my gratitude to Shiju sir, Ankit sir, and Mary ma'am, and Mousumi ma'am too. Then my friend Sorna too. Actually, the reason of keeping the title of the book Midnight Wrinkles is that people know it's like when they start aging, when we start aging, we fail to say to every people what we're going through and all. So I thought that maybe the title, it's like a midnight. No, we cannot say. If it is daytime, you can see, but in nighttime you cannot be see. So the other thing, I just tried to understand that logic, and I tried to keep the book as a Midnight Wrinkles. That's the main reason of keeping that, because as we start aging, we are not open up to whatever things our parents are undergoing. Only limited people they open up. So that's the reason, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Abraham. The Midnight Wrinkles by Abraham Sabar. It's a plight of a mother and a story of, how mothers love their children, yet do we as children ever try to understand our mother's care and love? And yes, wrinkles, we cannot defeat wrinkles. So, beautifully, thought the title, The Midnight Wrinkles. So we have with us social entrepreneur Ankit Kumar, the founder of Careneedy Foundation. Sir, now you have got a pretty idea about the title of the book and also about the story. What would you say today, and how would you encourage Abraham?
Um, First of all, I would like to congratulate Ibrahim and Moshmiji and the publication, Griff publication, Griff. Uh,
Application.
so when I got to know about the story of the book, it touched my heart because the story was about the relationship between woman and son, a mother and a son, and how the journey, the realistic he has portrayed. Uh, Still, the mother at the end also she shows her love, and it's very important to understand the female point of view, how she faces her life with different ups and downs, different challenges in the community. uh, when we are in childhood, we don't understand, and even we grow up, we don't understand what's the pain of a woman, which she goes from birth to till death. So when whoever this book, they will be reading it, and they will be understanding the different situations of a lady or female, and definitely they will try to understand when they treat other females also, what pain they go through, and they will as I can give my example also. When I was in the childhood or college days, we were not knowing different situations of the females which they could go through in the society, community, or in their family too. But when I entered into the social sector, then we enter into different situations. We understand what is the different situations of a female mother which they go through in her life. So we understand that pain, and we start treating them that ways. So we showing them care. We will give them that affection also because we will know her pain. So after this, when people will be reading this book, especially the youth people, I would suggest the youth should read this book and get to know a lot more about what is the pain, the community, the female faces in the community, or different situations when they are especially into working situations also. So what are the challenges which they face and the work life in their home life? So it is very important this topic, and it is a realistic story which will be impacting a lot of people. And I would suggest, like, I would congratulate Ibrahim to select this very important topic, because no one sees that ways, why this important, why I should take this important. Everyone sees like how much this book will be sold out. So it's important to see the topic first and the depth of the realistic story which they are portraying in the book. So this is how this book will impact a lot of people's mindset, and definitely it will impact youth also, especially which is coming next generation, which next generation is our country will be having. So I would suggest and appeal from the whole whosoever is watching this video. So they should read this book and get inspired. And in such younger age, Ibrahim has taken this initiative to write. It's a big courage, Ibrahim. I must congratulate you. It's no one can simply just write it. People keep on thinking, dreaming like I would be an author, but you are writing. You have written second book, so I must congratulate, and I must congratulate to the publication who has supported him and such a younger, so he can. We should have a good mentor. It is very important to have a good mentor, and so that at right time you should have a right guidance. So this is very important. No one is that fortunate enough to get right guidance at right time. People keep on thinking, okay, I must have got the right guidance or right people. So whosoever has supported me, so I would have done this much, this much, this much. So you are very fortunate to have a good publication with you, and uh, so you should go ahead, and you should not see the what is the outcome of this book. It can be anything. It can be, so keep on working on your writing, keep on exploring things, keep on whatever you love, keep on doing it. If you love to travel, if you love to eat, whatever you love to, and never think of what people are saying, what is the other observation, what people are saying to you, if this book is good or not. You should not get stopped by their thoughts. So this is what I have learned from my journey. So I would give the same to you also. Like never give up and never stop and never think of what people are saying it, because people are always there to pull you down. And why Ibrahim is writing so much, why so many books are coming, Ibrahim's books are coming. So there will be many friends also, there will be your relatives, might be relatives also, so it can be anyone. So you should keep on going it, and make good relations with your seniors, with good bondings, so they will be always there for your backup support and good guidance. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ankit ji. Yes, somewhere or the other, thank you so much for putting forth the right thing to Abraham. Abraham at times he becomes like he becomes thoughtful. Ma'am, what to do? Should I write? Should I leave writing? Should I post this? So now you should know what Ankit sir has told you, that never give up. Sometimes you feel discouraged. Sometimes you feel friends saying something to you, and I have personally felt that when you ask me, should I post this, should I start writing, should I stop writing? So now you know you shouldn't give up. People like Shiju sir, people like Ankit ji, and now we are coming to Marilyn ma'am. You have such blessings with you, so give a deaf ear to all the sayings, right? Discouragement is also a sign of encouragement. Thank you so much, Ankit sir, for your enlightening words. Now we have Marilyn Louis, ma'am. And yes, Siju sir is absolutely right. I always have a reason behind, selecting people. And we all find a motherly figure in Mary Louis, ma'am, and a poetess. I can say mother of poets. So I think no one can better, express the plight of a mother, the love and care, and she can definitely, encourage us and give anecdotes or real life experiences, how mothers are selfless, they care, they love, but somewhere or the other, even if children, sometimes we disappoint our parents, we disappoint our mothers, but at the end of the day, we find that our mothers are never disappointed. Whenever they say us something, it is always to guide us, to take us to the right path. So Marilyn ma'am, what do you say today? His book is on a mother, right? Her selfless love for her son, but the son, when he realizes it becomes too late, the mother is no more. When he realizes the real love of a mother. Yes, Mary ma'am, all yours.
Well, Abraham, you have done an amazing job. I'm telling you. You know, to write a book like that is so very, very hard because to express your feelings from a mother's, it's impossible, really. But my goodness, my goodness. You know, a mother, from the time she becomes, I'm just going to tell you from my heart. When I held my daughter the very first time, it scared me to death. I mean, I thought I held that little baby in my arms and I said, oh my God, I'm responsible for this child from here on out. And it just overwhelmed me. You know, that feeling just overwhelmed me for a little while. And then I thought, and you know, there's no manual comes with raising a child. You have to learn that little by little. So you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, but you learn as you go. And the old saying, you know, a mother's job is never done. From sun up to sundown, it is never done. And that's true not just for a day, but it's for a lifetime, you know. And the one thing I think we have to learn as mothers is that we have to let our children make mistakes. And I don't think there's anything in the world any harder than allowing your child to make a mistake when you know it's going to be a mistake. But you have to stand back and let them be themselves. So I guess what I want to say to you, Abraham, as an author, you know, you may make mistakes. You may go a little this way or a little that way or whatever, but you be yourself. Always be yourself. Always write your feelings from your viewpoint as best you can. And your readers will accept that. They will accept that. You do have mentors. It is very important to have mentors. It's very important to read other people's things and, you know, keep your ideas fresh and appealing to people, the things that interest them too. But always, what interests you the most is what's going to be a success for you. And don't get stuck in a particular gender. You know, be creative and be, I would say, do other things. Don't get stuck in one particular thing. Keep yourself exploring. Keep yourself interested, and different ways, different venues. You know, I write a lot of poems. I write poems every day, but sometimes two a day. But I try to keep them different so that they appeal to different audiences. You know, I'll write inspirational ones, spiritual ones, love poems, and imagination poems, you know, that just take you in a world that you've never been into. But my favorite ones are story poems. They really are. Not only poetry, but stories and songs. I love anything that tells a story. And so you have an amazing ability to do that. So if that's where you're very comfortable, then probably 90% of their time you will spend doing that. But if not, try another venue too. You'll be surprised. You know, people will follow you and you will become more known by doing different things because you're going to draw in other people and not just one particular area. So that would be my advice to you. And I am thrilled to see you as a young author here and having written 2 books, not just one, but 2. And I love the title of this, you know, because a lot of us, like me, I didn't even start until I was 75, I think it was. No, 73. I was 73 years old before I ever wrote my first poem. And, you know, when I retired from business, I finally got to do the things that I really wanted to do. It wasn't about money. It was things that I really wanted to do. And what a difference that makes. It makes a wonderful world that you can develop yourself and feel, you know, like life has finally come full circle. And now I can do what I really want to do. And you're so blessed when you can do that. And so I just wish you the best of luck with this and the best of success with this, because luck doesn't have anything to do with it. I think it has your abilities, your God-given gifts that you've been given, and we need to use those to the best of our ability. So I wish you very much success with this and look forward to reading it, the whole thing. I hope it's going to be an ebook too, so that I can read it.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much for having me. I am blessed to be here, and I just really am looking forward to reading your book.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for your enlightening words. And yes, now sparked up, right? So this book will be available as ebook and KDP. It will be available in all the countries. And before we move ahead with the question round with Abraham, so we will formally release the book, The Midnight Wrinkles by Abraham Sabar. So can we have claps? So here we formally release The Midnight Wrinkles by Abraham Sabar.
Congratulations,
Yes.
Abraham Sabar.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Abraham, can I see the book in your hand? So let me
Is
take
it visible, ma'am?
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
one.
yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Abraham. So happy to see the book in your hand. It's a wonderful book, The Midnight Wrinkles. And our eminent guest, they have motivated us so much today that, yes, I think you will never put down your pen, Abraham, and you will continue writing. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Now, before we move ahead with the talks, Abraham, a question to you. How real is the story? How did the story, come to your mind, and what made you write the story? Because we keep on experiencing and hearing such stories. We have heard about old age homes. What is the need of old age homes? It is only because of this issue that children somehow, somewhere, they fail to understand that it is equally our responsibility to take care of our parents, right? Somewhere or the other, we miss this, many miss this. And so the so-called old age homes had to be built, all right? So how did the story come to your mind? Can you hear me? Okay. A call came in between. So even if the story is true, like what made you pen down the story, Abraham? All yours.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Actually, we have stories, ma'am, within our house also, within our parents, no? They fail to confess or they fail to say to us. But when they meet someone of their age, no, our parents, as of their our parents' friend and all, when they sit, ma'am, they discuss all the things. Like maybe it's like they're speaking, it's like speaking against us, something like that. But it's true, because once I was in a morning work, two or three all uncle were sitting and they're discussing all the things, how they're unable to say things to their children and all. First thing, even once I went to a garden, okay, so there to have yet such thing. Then again, I I had visited. Actually, I had been to an old age home, but I didn't get the permission to visit because the chief sister, the nun who was in charge of that old age home, she was not there. But I was discussing with one of the workers. She was working there. she narrated all the incident that is happening with them, with the elders, they, those who are staying there. Then all such thing had motivate me to write. Even it's a common thing, no? Even our brothers or our sister when they get married, no? It's like maybe I am talking against my brother or against our own sister and all, but it's a true thing. So it's like a own in our particular space. No, we can't show them. It's exactly the same thing, but this thing motivate me. At the same time, I tried ki along with stories. I tried ki all the incident like recently I had from one of my friend too. Ki that ki one of my they were like very good family and all, but after getting married, her brother and her kind of see he has so much concern for her mother too, for his mother too. But after getting married, no, that love and affection from his son, it was a kind of vanishing or disappearing and all. Then even though he cares for her, he says through her sister and all something like that. All the things made me to write for this. Maybe taking when saying true fact, it's like going against my brother or against my sister. It's true fact, man. This things can inspire me to go with this story, man.
So nice to hear that, yes, and you also, like, went to Mother Teresa home, your home, you say my home is Mother Teresa home, Kolkata. So you launched your book there also. What was the response there? They are very happy to see your book, right? They are, they're happy, and you have become a motivating factor to those children staying there. You have become, they now take you as an example that yes, we can do great. And the sisters there taking care of the children, they are also motivated. Yes, our children are doing well, and they can grow up and they can become authors, they can become great personalities. So what was the response there, like, and how did they welcome your book?
Actually, ma'am, in 2019, I went to this, for the first time, I went to Mother House of Missionary Charity. There I was discussing about the writing on book. It's like, it's like a storytelling. If you say, if you keep saying about mother, a particular personality, it's like autography or biography, it's fine. But if you're feeling like boring and all. But when I have seen this Lagara Munabai, there's the way principle of Mahatma Gandhi depicted, no one will feel like boring. The other thing I felt maybe my point, maybe my story should be such that somewhere other way principle of Mother Teresa has to be shown. So in 2019, I went to this Mother House of Charity and all. There I was talking with one of the sister, one of the head of the there. Then she said, okay, we are allowed to write any money about Mother Teresa. Then I got a lot of research and all. Even though I'm not allowed to take all the picture and all with pencil and on this diary I was writing. Then on last month, on April, I think this year, I had been, but I failed to publish this book. But this time, when I this 14th, I think, yeah, on 14th, again I visited this when I published book. Then around, I think there no. Actually, they failed to give time to others. The time I had given, I was given to Malay. I just called the sister and talk. Sister, last time I visited this places, I was talking about the book, but I finally did publish. I want to give, present this book to this house. Then they called the sister who was in charge there. Then she around 15 or 20 minutes she sat beside me and I was narrating the story how it is and all. She was so she just she was so amazed that she just then said me that she said me that mention the part where it is written that you have mentioned the Mother Teresa about regarding all. Then I mentioned that book and all. Then I said sister, I want to visit this orphanage, then old age home. Then she just she took out one tweet and there she mentioned ki this is Abraham Sower is inspired from the he is really inspired from the work of Mother Teresa and all. In the tweet is mentioned. Then he has directly mentioned to allow me to visit this old age home, then orphanage home. This helped me to easily get permission to visit that places, ma'am. I think hardly it's an opportunity to do such thing, but through this sister and all, it was easy for me.
Yes.
Even this, okay, ma'am. Even this one of the security, the uncle, he was saying that he was not, he was reluctant to allow me. But when I said that I have got the seat and all, he just let me to go visit, man.
Wonderful, and gratitude to Mother Teresa home, and our really wishes to them. And what about your next book?
Actually, next book is about love story and a divorce story, ma'am. I should not saying that, but it's like ma'am. First of all, I have to come with. It's like Bahubali, you know. First of all, it's coming, but one then that ending conclusion part, the second part. So, but the second book is like. Sorry, girls, I'm still a bachelor. Actually, the title of the book is Same on you, girls. I'm still a bachelor, but I don't want to hurt this feminine gender. So I don't want to go with that, but just I want to say that sorry, girls, I'm still a bachelor. It's like there being a breakup and all due to some misunderstanding and all. So that is the second part of the book, ma'am.
Okay, we'll launch your book and then we will talk more about that book. Yes, now Shiju sir, we have heard so much. Heartiest congratulations, Abraham. So Shiju sir, like before we conclude our show, so you have heard now from Abraham. What would you say?
Abraham is devotional, emotional, and romantic. That's what I would say.
Absolutely.
It's a summation of all three. Very soon we are going to see his romantic face in the coming days with his next book, and let's see what all cooks up over there in the content. And regarding his attitude, you know, he's he's pious and he is very devotional towards motherly figures. He's emotional kind because psychologically that's what I understood. He has profound observation into anything which binds and strengthens the relation. And his as an author, I believe his perspective, I mean, rather his focus is on unveiling the emotional hidden mysteries in terms of stories to the public through his current book and the books to come. And of course, he is very much dedicated towards writing. I could see a lot of enthusiasm and passion when he was speaking about his experiences and like how he got inspired and how he got inspired and all that. So, in a nutshell, I would say that he has got all the ingredients what a great author should have, and I'm sure that he will explore further more and find greater stories. And I'm very much awaiting his next romantic trance. Let's see what cooks up over there, and hopefully, mostly I will try to attend that launch also. Let's see what happens.
Sir, I won't let you miss.
And other thing, what Marilyn Luiz also said, let's not focus on one gender. This reminds me that again, the selflessness of a mother. It is because she has concern and love and affection for her son, so she doesn't want only the focus to remain within the feminine creator called mother. That is why we always say mothers are selfless. They do not think about themselves, they always think about their children. So this is one example I just picked up. And then another thing which I observed while sitting over here is I'm wearing this kind of army t-shirt. It reminds me of Zelensky always giving speeches, during the Ukraine-Russia war. I was just comparing myself to that, his uniform whenever he gives speeches and this thing. This is one thing also I observed in between, and that is why I gave a lot of smile in between, because this is the same color dress, t-shirt what he wears whenever he says that Ukraine, this is being grounded, this problems are happening. Just a bit of humor to the overall this thing.
And I am surprised, sir. I was going to mention the color of your shirt just 3 to 4 minutes, and you spoke about the color of your shirt. Oh my God!
No. The reason why I highlighted that was in between. When all of you were speaking, of course I was listening to all of you speaking, but then I was looking at myself and I was smiling. Oh my God, this is the same T-shirt that Zelensky always wears. While he speaks about Ukraine, and I was thinking, did I come with the wrong uniform? A war-torn, normally this uniform goes well with a war, a war-oriented place. So that is what I was observing. Generally, Mausami, all your book launches have been great. You bring
Thank you,
out the
sir.
nutshell of a book, in general, and the summation of your shows always helps a reader, potential reader, to understand what the book is all about. Abraham
Thank you,
Sabar,
sir.
your observations and your stories have a lot of realistic values. The reason why I highlight that it has realistic values is because you have taken those inspiration from real life incidents, what you have observed and seen across, and that is what will give life to the words what you've written, and it will also enliven, the reader to absorb more of what you have written, because they will be able to connect in certain juncture many things what you have written. And one more thing, what I want to highlight is like you should touch upon all aspects of emotions, because I am sure that your romantic, which is going to come across also, that will also have a lot of revelations. And I'm sure some things are connected on your personal front also. Though you don't want to project yourself as romantic over here, but I did see some of the layers of romanticism on your face while you were trying to express about that book, right, Mausami?
Yes, yes, sir. Absolutely. This
Because
humor
he
is
became
needed.
romantic when he was speaking. He became a bit romantic when he was speaking about the book. He was a bit shy, and he was like kind of wavery. And then I understood that हाँ इसमें जरूर उसका जिंदगी का कुछ कहानी भी निकला जाएगा. So
जरूर जरूर.
thank you so much for enlightening us with your next book thing also. And I'm sure that with Mausami's support and the brand value what Griffin Publication has today globally, I would not say only within India, globally, I'm sure that the book will reach greater heights. And of course, great brand ambassadors are there like Marilyn Luiz and all. She would also, everybody who's present over here would be your brand ambassador. So thank you so much for enlightening the world with such a wonderful book. So good luck to your future endeavors also, and good luck to this book also becoming a success. And sure, Mausami's backup is always there. So I don't
Thank
have
you,
any
sir.
second thoughts on that.
Absolutely.
Things will go fine.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. Like with the support of you, Marilyn ma'am, Ankit sir, you people are doing amazingly well to motivate people, to inspire people. Definitely with your support, we will move ahead. Marilyn ma'am, before we conclude the program again, what would you like to say at the end of the show before we hear from Ankit sir? Like, yes, you have heard a lot, romance, emotions. Shiju sir has, brought in the war front, war theme also. So what would you say now?
Well, like Shiju said, I am really looking forward to that next book. yeah, the passion that he showed when he was speaking was absolutely amazing. And yes, this book that he's got now is going to draw a certain crowd of readers to read that. And when his new one comes out with a romantic, I can't wait to see that, because I'm telling you what, I have never written a lot of romantic poems, but I have in the last month. And let me tell you what, the men are coming out of their woodwork on my messenger wanting to date and be my love, So don't be surprised at how your poems and your books influence other people, but don't be influenced too much by them. But I can't wait to read that too. No, just be yourself. Always be yourself. That is my advice, period. Is just express from your heart what you feel and what you perceive, because that's what people will really see and remember about you. That's the real you. You can't give away what you don't have. Always remember that. You don't feel it, other people are not going to feel it. So that's my advice.
Thank you
And
so much, ma'am.
Best of luck.
Abraham, no words. Okay. Ankit sir, so before we go and end the show, आप क्या कहना चाहोगे आज इब्राहिम से?
First of all, it was lovely listening to Shiju sir, Mary ma'am, and obviously Ibrahim. What passion and what inspired him to write the story. And I would say him to start love yourself also. So we should all love ourselves first. Then, because it is very important, no one will appreciate, and we only have to appreciate ourselves first. And we will be the only first brand ambassador of your anything which we do. So obviously there will be people who will be supporting, like the publication, Moshmi and Mary ma'am and Shiju sir. There will be people, but you have to first encourage yourself. Then then only people will see the spark in you and they will join you. So this is what I have experienced in my journey. And you have to always be keep smiling with joy. And whatever ups and downs, there will be many ups and downs. And what we start expecting a lot initially. So it is very important to be very patient enough, to be very honest. You have to be a patient, because nothing can frequent, like in instant, nothing we cannot reach which we imagine of, like it will be a blast. And you can't, हम सोचते हैं कि हम रातों रात एक स्टार बन जाए. So it's a journey, and everyone has given their every bit. So you have to join that journey, and you have to be very patient and keep loving yourself and keep motivating yourself first. So thank you,
Thank
Mosmi, for inviting me. And it
Thank you.
was learning. It was very lovely to listen everyone's experience.
Thank you so much, Siju sir, Ankit sir, Mary ma'am, for your kind words, for taking out time, to launch Abraham's book. Before going, I would like to hear 2 or 3 sentences from Abraham to welcome all the readers to read his book. Abraham, 2 lines to our readers. What would you say to our readers today?
Ma'am, they should be, ma'am, true to their self, ma'am. It's like they should not be taken away by the other people. Those are the thing they observe, ma'am. They should not be. And through my books, I always wanted that we should love our parents irrespective of how old age they are. And and we should be using software, ma'am. Like we feel no, when we see others, no, when I feel like when you see others, their parents scolding or using such kind of word, it hurt, no. But same thing we are doing at home, ma'am. That should not be. Sometimes I do feel like when I speak with my parents, no, it's like some word come out, but then again I take that. That should not be, ma'am. That's what I want to say.
Yeah. So a lesson we are taking with us, and yes, Abraham, you are an inspiring figure to many like you, right? And definitely, I will also love to visit Kolkata Mother Teresa home and definitely work more with you on your books. So thank you so much, our eminent guest, and Abraham, heartiest congratulations once again. Griffin Publication is always with you, with the budding authors, with aspiring authors who want to grow. Yes, if you write well, if you need guidance, we will stand by you. We will work with you. We will make your book the best and work so that the visibility of your book remains forever. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Siju sir, Mary ma'am, and Ankit sir for taking out time. Thank you, Abraham's guests who are here today to watch you launch your book, The Midnight Wrinkles. And this book is available on Amazon and would be soon available on Flipkart as an ebook, as Kindle, as KDP. And this show would be on YouTube channels and it will also be on media portals. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you to Sujit sir, Ankit sir, and Mary ma'am, and Somnadu. And thank you so much, Masoom ma'am, for everything, ma'am. For making it possible, ma'am. I think I thought that this book not be, it would be like in a dustbin, no, ma'am. But you
No,
make
never. How can you say that? No effort will go waste.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you to everyone who have attended this seminar, irrespective of taking their time, ma'am, spending their